Buddy, this isn't working anymore.
Again?
Yeah, the channel still isn't where it should have been at this point. And I think I know what the problem is.
Is it me?
Yeah, that too. But we have to live with that. Yeah. No, I think what we need is a woman. Some feminine touch.
But we don't know any women.
I know. That's why one of us has to play the part. It shouldn't be that difficult.
I think it's obvious who can do this best.
Servus Freunde, my name's Jimmy Cage.
And I'm Deniz, the Buddymeisterin.
Servus Freunde, my name's Jimmy Cage.
And I'm Deniz, the Buddymeister.
We have reviewed almost 500 Indian movies on this channel, and each month all of our supporters can actually choose a movie for us, or they can participate in a poll for the next movie review. And the next poll is all about old Mammootty movies. The options are Amaram, Kotayam Kunchachan, and this one is difficult to pronounce, Mrigaya, I think.
Okay.
It's Mrigaya. Mrigaya.
Then perfect pronunciation.
I'm not sure. It's the Mammootty movie about him being a hunter.
Mm-hmm. It sounds
but
nice.
The last poll was all about Marathi movies, and the winner is, of course, ASHI Hi Banwa Banwi, which translates to "This is being street smart." It's a 1988 Marathi language comedy drama directed by Sachin Pilgaonkar. What?
We just call him Sachin.
We just call him Sachin, all right.
Yeah.
Who also plays one of the 4 lead roles.
Yeah.
It's based on Sailesh Dey's Bengali play Jomakali Boarding, and it's an official remake of Sadan Sarkar's 1955 Bengali film of the same name. There was also a 1966 Hindi language Rishikesh Mukherjee film with the title Bivi Aur Makan. So maybe in the future we will watch that Mukherjee film as well.
Mukherjee,
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe there's also a director named Mukherjee. I don't know.
I just combined both names. Sorry for that. One more time before I give it to you. Yeah. This is also kind of a tribute to the stage character of Bal Gandharva, who was famous for playing both male and female characters. And I'm pretty sure it's the one we see in the movie that painted on the wall.
They say his name, yeah.
Okay, so Buddymeister, please take over.
Yeah, the movie is about 4 friends who are searching for a rented accommodation. They find one, but the landlady insists only on married couples. So 2 of the friends are forced to dress as women and pretend to be the wives of the other 2.
Exactly, that's the basic story. Pretty cool, pretty simple setup.
Yes.
Pretty fun constellation.
So, Jimmy, what did you think? Maybe you go first this time.
Yeah, I go first this time. The soundtrack was composed by Arun Pautwai with lyrics by Shantaram Nangaonkar and Surya Moge. I say this because the title track, the song which is all about being street smart, is an absolute blast, I think.
Yes.
And I think the movie is an absolute blast. I had a great time with this one.
Yeah, if I would have gone first, I would have said this movie is a blast.
Nice.
It really is. Yeah. It's a fantastic movie.
Yeah, it's super fun. It's super energetic. I think it's regarded as one of the best Marathi movies or comedies. I think it has a huge following. It's a very popular film. That's why I think it also won our poll about Marathi movies. And why is that? Why is it so much fun?
I don't know. I really loved it. Like from the first, I love the intro credits first. Like this, not cut out, but it's like animated, and it's I don't know. I was into it from the first second, and I loved the whole setup with like how the friends come together in Pune, how everybody loses like their job or wants to get away from home, and meets Dhananjay, who lives in Pune, and like the 4 of them live in this small apartment and get some banter with the landlord.
Yeah, with the landlord, yeah.
And then when the real story kicks in, when they have to do like this pretend wife thing, it's also I don't know. It's just I just wanted to follow them on their adventures. It's so great because they're all likable characters. They all get in just enough background and traits that we care for them, that we can like identify somehow with them and with their lives. Yep. And I don't know. It's just great. Yeah, so many things that I can just praise about this movie.
Yeah. I think the first you already mentioned is the ensemble cast. These 4 characters. Let me just list them one more time. So we have the older brother, Dhananjay Mane, older brother, played by Ashok Sadav. Then we have the younger brother, Shantanu, played by Siddharth. Do you remember him?
Yes. We've seen him in Bazigar.
Yeah, we have seen him in Bazigar
Kumar,
just a few weeks ago. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Then we have the 2 friends from childhood. One of them, Sudhir, played by our director, Sachin. Yeah. He's Sudhir, and then as a woman, he's Sudha. And then the last one, Pashia, played by Laxmikant Berde, or Parvati, when he's playing a woman. And what's so funny about this movie, or what's so great about this simple structure, we have 4 guys, 4 friends, and then we have also 4 love interests. Yeah. And I think for once, they are also memorable and at least distinguishable from one another. So they are, of course, supporting roles, so not as important as these 4 guys are. But they all have their own little personality, and I think they're also pretty great. We have, for the older brother, it's Madhuri, played by Ashwini Bave. She's the boss at this little store. Yeah. And I think she was my favorite because I really enjoyed this relationship that for once she is in love with him and yet she's also his boss. So there's a fun dynamic with them. And she also looks really fun with the big glasses and very restrained,
conservative. She has to like, and like how her shell slowly, how she breaks open.
So she's great. Then for the younger brother, it's Sushma, played by Nivedita Joshi. We see her at the very beginning when he's entering the train. And then she comes back in the second half of the movie. Then for Sudhir, we have Manisha, played by Supriya Pilgaonkar. They are actually a couple in real life, so they were married at that point. And then for Pashia, we have Kamli, played by Priya Arun. And I'm not sure if this will be your trivia at the end, but there were more marriages than just our director.
Oh, no. That's not my trivia.
So I think at least 2 more were getting married later on.
Okay.
Nice. I'm not sure if it's like in the movie, the constellations, but I thought this was really, really important movie for all of them. I think it was also the first movie where these 3 of the 4 actors were together for the first time. I think Siddharth is a little bit outside. He's not as fun.
Siddharth? Which one?
Siddharth Shantanu.
Yeah,
the younger brother.
Okay,
I think he is not as fun as the others. Yeah. He's playing more like the straight man, the younger brother who has to study medicine.
They all do it for him. So
they're all doing it for him, so it fits. But maybe I should also say he's not as fun, but he has one of the most fun scenes in the entire movie for me, because at one point towards the end, he also has to put on the wig and pretends to be a woman.
He has to imitate, like, which one is it?
Sudha.
Sudha, he has to imitate Sudha. Okay,
he imitates Sudha, and he's...
because Sudhir has to meet his love interest because she thinks they don't get along with each other, Sudha and Sudhir as twins.
And he plays sick in bed, and I was always crying. It was so funny. The voices in this movie are so over the top and so fun from beginning to end. And I give it back to you now.
I just felt really comfortable with this movie. I just could have followed them like another 2 hours or so. And like what you just said with the voices, it's so funny that so much of the dialogue is just screaming and screeching, and I like that in comedies. If people like always like screaming at each other, what are they doing? It must be so loud.
It's really fast.
It's fast, but I never thought like that I like couldn't follow the story. It's never like over complicated or anything. You can understand everything, even with the subtitles, which were all right this time. Yeah,
They were all
we
right, yeah.
probably, again, of course, we
There
didn't
were
get a lot of
definitely-
stuff.
I read
Yeah.
on IMDb in the trivia that there are some cult dialogues from
Okay.
this movie. Some things were improvised, but yeah, we just had the subtitles.
Yeah, but it's always nice, like, I don't know if you have this too, but it's always nice, like, when you listen to the language, that you sometimes get puns because the language rhymes, and you know that you at least understood that there was a linguistic pun.
yeah.
That's something for us, yeah. And of course, like I said, I like this setup with the landlord, where they are all in this, and the scene where they are drunk, where they like it's
kind of surreal.
Yeah, where they think the landlord is Shantanu.
Yeah,
And it's totally,
so over the top.
so silly.
Yeah.
But it's fun. It's really fun because they make it work, and you can like, you really think they had probably a blast doing this movie. I don't know. It's
yeah. The chemistry, the energy is really off the chart.
And as good as they all are, I think Sachin is just was my favorite of them, because he's so great as Sudha, as great as he is as Sudhir, because he's, I don't know, he's just, because he also does like wonderful dancing as woman.
Yeah, he's definitely the best dancer in the movie.
Yeah, he does wonderful dancing, and his whole like, you can. It's so nice that for the characters in the movie, it also works like they sometimes really enjoy being the woman now. It's like this when you see this, it's so charming. And when you get this like classic joke of where they like forget that they are a woman now, or they have to switch fast, switch their clothes real fast, and all these tropes are in there. But I love it.
Yeah, my favorite is definitely Laxmikant Berde. I think he's fantastic. I think he's the funniest one. I also think his backstory with the little story that he wrote and with his love interest, I think it's the most touching in the movie. There's just something very innocent and endearing about his character. He just looks so friendly and a little bit vulnerable. And I also think he goes through the biggest physical transformation, because he has this trademark mustache.
Yeah, I actually didn't like really recognize him when he was Parvati.
Yeah,
I thought, is it the same actor? Yeah,
he's like a completely different person. Also like a different person when he's a man again. Because he has no mustache, he looks completely different. And I think he was my favorite one. Anything else? The songs, maybe. I think the songs are all pretty great.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, ASHI Hi Banwa Banwi, the theme song is just just awesome, and it's like this melody I've had in my head like for the past few days. It's crazy, yeah.
And the first song is also pretty great. The introduction to the childhood friends. With Sachin performing.
It's also nice, the first song, like they talk about this illusory world and don't get cheated in this world. And so, of course, a nice introductory song to a movie that's all about cheating and like make an illusion. Yeah. But they never, these four characters, like they're of course telling lies all the time. And it's kind of nice that you always think of some kind of solution to a situation where they might not get out of, but it's kind of nice that they again do, but they're never unlikable.
No.
Yeah. Never. Even if it's like a bit more crass, like they say like something, she has cancer, and she's like all this stuff, like, but it's always in like for the joke, it always works.
Yeah. I think it's really great that the balance is so good in this movie between the different characters. It's not just the Sachin show because he's the director, but all four of them have their moment to shine. And we have this last song, I think, which is with the four couples.
And the multi-screen at the end, four screens.
And that's so great that we see all of them in a relationship now, being happy. And then, of course, there needs to be a big brawl at the end.
I was thinking to myself, how do they get? But that's a good thing. I was thinking about how do they get out of this, and I was like expecting this. Like, we know that from Chupke Chupke is one of these examples where the whole movie is like this big joke and big fun, and like in the last 5 seconds or so, or last minute, they're like all laughing about and you get a happy end, and there's some kind of solution for everything, and you're wondering what now. But here they like expand it a little bit. It works in my mind. I like that they brawl. I like the fight at the end. It's not like out of nowhere, and
Yeah, I mean, the character was introduced earlier, this nephew.
Bali, what's his name?
His name is...
Bali, the nephew Bali, and he works together with the
Kote.
servant Tanu, the other wild card who like
Played by
looks
Gulab.
always like this.
Pilgaonkar.
Yeah.
It's the same name all the time? No. But this Wonka, it's...
Yeah.
It's in many names, and I have difficult time to pronounce this. Yeah. Yeah, it's a really fun movie. So I think.
Yeah. German?
I think German. Yeah.
German? Okay, so ASHI HI BANWA BANWI ist ne Wucht. Ich hatte einfach extrem viel Spaß mit den Charakteren, der witzigen Geschichte und den großartigen Songs. Und Sachin ist fantastisch.
ASHI HI BANWA BANWI ist echt ein verdammt großer Spaß. Der Film hat so viel Energie, ist herrlich, heiter und durchgeknallt und das Ensemble ist zum Verlieben gut. Abgerundet wird das Vergnügen durch einen wunderbaren Soundtrack.
Wow, so much better than mine.
No, yours was fine too.
Fine too, okay, yeah. So, what?
You go first.
Okay, now I'm going to do it. I give this movie 9 out of 10. It's more like 8.6, but I don't do that.
Okay. I give ASHI HI BANWI
Banwa
BANWI 8 out of 10. It's more like 8.2, but I don't do that either.
Nice.
Fine. Trivia time?
Trivia time, yeah. You like a little bit, you like guessed it because you already told me
wives?
something about about the actors. So, did you know that the quartet of Ashok Sarav, Laxmikant Berde, Sachin Pilgaonkar and Mahesh Kotare created the so-called comedy films wave in Marathi cinema in 1985. So 3 years prior to this movie, that lasted for more than a decade. So there was this comedy wave, and these 4 actors like played with one another in different movies. So it's like this Brad Pack thing, where they like make all those movies. So maybe there are other gems that we have to discover.
Nice. Wonderful.
Yeah.
So please let us know what you think about the movie. You can hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, and also on Patreon, simply at the Jimmy Cage.
And you can hit me up on Twitter at the Buddymeister.
And as always, if you enjoyed this review, please give us a thumbs up, share, subscribe, whatever you like.
And make sure you hit that bell for all we have to tell.